Often, conservation projects kick off by building expensive facilities or buying land before anyone actually figures out why a specific population is dying. The Turtle Conservation Portfolio Builder reverses that workflow. It requires project managers to prove exactly which demographic bottleneck is choking a population before a single dollar is spent. Building infrastructure only works if it fixes the actual biological limit. Funding a preferred action without an accurate diagnosis guarantees wasted resources. This diagram shows the tool's required sequence. It starts with species biology, moves to bottleneck and site diagnosis, and only then calculates portfolio costs. By strictly isolating the local biological constraints from the financial inputs, the outputs in the dark blue banner can objectively compare the median outcomes and threshold risks of different strategies. This 60-run screening matrix visualizes which portfolio is recommended across different biological and financial scenarios. If you track a specific biological bottleneck horizontally across all three columns, the recommended intervention color stays exactly the same, even as land prices increase from $0 to $1 million. The biological constraint overrides the financial narrative. Buying cheap land for a species suffering exclusively from juvenile mortality will not save it. Visible upfront expenses like land purchases or hatchery construction are usually the cheapest part of a project. Decades of unbudgeted recurring costs like staffing, biosecurity, and monitoring ultimately dictate a program's survival. This chart displays the tool's standard financial metric, net present value, calculated over a multi-decade horizon to produce a hard cost in US dollars per additional adult turtle. The financial disparity is severe. The top yellow bar shows a protected nursery network delivering adults for about $3,000 each, while the bottom red bar reveals captive breeding costs nearly $60,000 per animal. Grant committees need to evaluate proposals based on this 30-year cost per surviving adult, ignoring the initial construction budget altogether. Producing animals in a facility and releasing them into the wild achieves nothing if the habitat itself remains lethal. The model enforces a strict threat control gate. If recipient site threats cannot be mitigated, the system mandates a hard pause on all animal releases. We also have to address the data powering these decisions. This chart breaks down the evidence status of the 348 species profiles preloaded into the tool. While the top bars show clutch size is well documented in published literature, the lower bars for adult and juvenile survival are almost entirely yellow, meaning those numbers are imputed using taxonomic averages. The portfolio builder is a strategic screener, not a definitive viability analysis. Funders must require grantees to replace those imputed averages with verified local field evidence before committing to large-scale investments. To allocate capital effectively, make the Turtle Conservation Portfolio Builder a mandatory prerequisite for all future funding applications. Require every applicant to submit their portfolio rank, their projected cost per additional adult, and a concrete operational plan to validate any imputed demographic data. Diagnose the bottleneck first, make the recipient system safe, and fund the total operational lifecycle, or don't fund it at all.